Hey everyone, my name is Evie, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, so get comfortable, make some tea, because it's going to be a good one. Six of Crows was written by Leigh Bardugo, who is also the best-selling author of the Grisha trilogy. It's about 6 criminals who are hired to carry out a massive heist in order to earn a huge sum of money. The way that Leigh Bardugo builds her characters is what makes this book such an enjoyable read, and it's what holds it together. Structurally, the book is split into 5 different points of view: Kaz, the thief; Inej, the spy; Nina, the heartrender; Jesper, the sharpshooter; and Matthias, the convict. The only character who is missing from this point of view structure is Wylan, who is the runaway. The reason that this structure is so effective is because you learn more about the characters as the story goes on, but from different people's perspectives. So there could be one chapter on Kaz and the next chapter could be on Inej, but you learn about something from the way that she thinks about him and the way that she regards him. And that is definitely one of the best things about this book, is that these characters are so fully realized, but that's only because we see how the rest of the characters view them. All of these characters have very troubled backstories, and there's things that only they will tell you. However, once they open up to other characters, the puzzle pieces start to come together and you start to see the full side of the story. The writing in this book is so elegantly done, and I think that what sets Six of Crows apart from other books in the young adult genre is that you keep learning about these characters. Having read Leigh Bardugo's previous books, this book is so unique in her writing style. It's like she tried something new and it works so well. Her other books don't have this multiple point of view structure, and it's just so different and it's so refreshing to read. Six of Crows has this cinematic quality, and I think that that's largely down to the fact that the point of view constantly changes. Like it would in a film, it could very well become overwhelming and it could become confusing, and you could be learning too much or not enough about certain characters because you're outside of their points of view. But in Six of Crows, it works so well. As far as pacing is concerned, I think that everything boiled down to this structure. The fact that we get a new point of view every chapter means that there is never a dull moment. If there's a revelation in one character's chapter, you're eagerly waiting for their next point of view to see what happens next. The only thing that I have a problem with and I find difficult to grasp is the fact that these characters are meant to be 16, 17-year-olds. And it's so hard to imagine. Kaz Brecker, one of the main protagonists, is meant to be 17 years old. He's a 17-year-old rising star of the criminal underworld of Ketterdam. Some of the things he says in the book are truly ridiculous, and it makes sense from that standpoint that they're so angsty that only a teen could say this. So I do think that it's part of the genre and part of the young adult genre that you're supposed to have teenagers play these parts, but at the same time they could have been a little bit older. But that's just me. At its heart, Six of Crows is about 6 very different characters who become a family, and there are some really beautiful moments in this book. The front cover actually says that it's Ocean's 11 meets Game of Thrones, and I could not agree more. It's the perfect balance of fantasy and magical elements, but it also has this gritty heist, and it plays out so well. There's such a perfect contrast between all of those huge action moments, and then there are these really quiet moments between the characters where we see their relationships start to build and start to form, and it's very well executed. This book is somewhat connected to the Grisha trilogy. You don't have to have read the Grisha trilogy to enjoy Six of Crows, but obviously that extra knowledge does help. If you want to read the Grisha trilogy, by all means, but you don't have to enjoy Six of Crows. All the events in those books take place 2 years before the Six of Crows duology. One of the main characters does have powers that are introduced in the Grisha trilogy, but Leigh Bardugo does put a little introductory page to the Grisha order in the books, so you don't need to know everything to enjoy it. Overall, world and character building seem to be what Leigh Bardugo does best, and to create 6 fully realised characters with their own troubles, relationships and backstories without it becoming too overcrowded or too confusing is a very hard thing to achieve, and I think that Leigh Bardugo does it magnificently. It's still so much fun to read, just for the scale of the story that takes place. The way that Leigh Bardugo creates these characters through this point of view structure is just so good. I absolutely loved reading Six of Crows. I flew through it so quickly. It has everything that you would want in a young adult book. It's the perfect form of escapism. It really has something for everybody, so I highly suggest that you go and read it. It's brilliant. If you have read it, then let me know what you think. Let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, who your favourite characters are. I would love to hear about it. So until then,